The Yellow Hats had a little cat. She was a little yellow and white cat. She had 3 yellow feet and 1 white foot, so she was called Whitefoot. Whenever the sun was shining, Whitefoot sat outside on the garden wall sleeping. She would sleep in the sunshine all day long. When the sun was not shining, Whitefoot sat by the fire. She would sleep by the fire all day long. One day, Grandfather Yellow Hat was sitting in the garden in the sunshine. Grandmother Yellow Hat was sitting outside with him, and Whitefoot was sitting on the garden wall, fast asleep. Jennifer Yellow Hat came out into the garden. She saw Whitefoot fast asleep on the wall in the sunshine. "Grandfather," said Jennifer, "why does Whitefoot sleep all day long? If the sun is shining, she sleeps on the garden wall, and if the sun is not out, she sleeps by the fire. Why does she sleep all day?" "She doesn't sleep at night, Jennifer," said Grandfather Yellow Hat, "so she has to sleep all day." "Why doesn't she sleep at night, Grandfather?" asked Jennifer. "Whitefoot goes off to the woods at night," said Grandfather Yellow Hat. "Why does she go to the woods, Grandfather?" asked Jennifer. "You must ask Whitefoot," Grandfather said. Jennifer went over to the garden wall. Whitefoot was fast asleep. "Why do you go to the woods at night, Whitefoot?" asked Jennifer. Whitefoot opened one eye and looked at Jennifer. "Take me with you to the woods, Whitefoot," said Jennifer. Whitefoot opened the other eye and looked at Jennifer. She gave a little purr. "Take me with you tonight," said Jennifer. Whitefoot gave a little purr and went back to sleep. That night, when Jennifer went to bed, she looked outside and saw the moon shining. She looked at the garden wall, but Whitefoot was not there. She went down to look by the fire, but Whitefoot was not there. Jennifer got into bed and went to sleep. She had not been asleep very long when she woke up again. Something had jumped on her bed. It was Whitefoot. Whitefoot was purring, and she rubbed her head against Jennifer's hand. "Whitefoot," said Jennifer, "did you come to take me with you?" Whitefoot purred and ran to the door. Jennifer got up. She opened the door and Whitefoot ran out. Then the little cat stopped and looked back. Jennifer opened the door of the house. Whitefoot ran out. Then she stopped again and looked back at Jennifer. She ran back to Jennifer and rubbed her head against Jennifer's hand. Then the little cat ran off into the garden. Jennifer went too. The moon was shining over the house, and the house was white in the moonlight. Whitefoot ran down the road. Jennifer ran after her. The road was white in the moonlight, and Jennifer could see the little cat as she ran on ahead. Soon they came to Deep River. Deep River ran by the village and on into the woods. The river was white in the moonlight. On and on they went. Whitefoot went ahead and Jennifer ran after her. They came to the dark woods. It was very dark under the trees, but Whitefoot ran on into the woods and Jennifer ran after her. On and on they went under the trees. Then Jennifer saw a light ahead. Whitefoot came running back. She rubbed her head against Jennifer. Then she went on. Jennifer went after her, and Whitefoot ran back again and rubbed her head against Jennifer's foot. "Shall I stay here?" asked Jennifer. Whitefoot purred. Whitefoot ran on under the dark trees. Then Jennifer heard singing. She went on a little way, but she kept behind the trees. She could hear singing ahead. Soon she saw an old house ahead. Outside the door there was a garden. The garden was bright in the moonlight, and in the middle of the garden there was a big fire. The singing came from the house. Jennifer kept behind a tree and looked round it. She looked and looked and looked. She could see the garden in the firelight. Round the fire, the cats were dancing. There were big cats and little cats, black cats and white ones. Some cats were yellow, some were black and white, but there was only one yellow and white cat, and that was Whitefoot. The cats danced round and round the fire. Around and around and around they went, up and down and round and round. They danced and danced and danced. Jennifer kept behind a tree, and the cats did not see her. She could hear singing coming from the old house. The cats danced on, till the moon set and the sky grew light. Then the singing stopped. The door of the little old house opened, and a little old man came out. Jennifer kept very still. The little old man put a big dish down on the grass by the fire. Then he went back to the house and came back again with a big jug of milk. All the cats purred and purred. When they had had the milk, they all ran off into the wood again, and the little old man went back into the little old house. There was a purr at Jennifer's foot, and Whitefoot rubbed her head against Jennifer. Then she ran a little way into the wood and stopped and looked back. Jennifer ran after her. The sun was coming up as they came out of the dark woods and ran over Deep River and came back again to the village with 3 corners. "Grandfather," said Jennifer in the morning, "I'm going to sleep all day in the sunshine. I went to the dark woods with Whitefoot, and I saw the cats dance in the moonlight." "Did you?" said Grandfather Yellow Hat. "Well now." That night, Grandfather Yellow Hat made up a song. This is the song he sang. "The yellow hat's cat is yellow and white, and sits all day on the garden wall. But whenever the moon is shining bright, she runs to the woods in the bright moonlight, and dances and dances and dances all night, and never comes back at all." "But she did come home in the morning," said Jennifer. "So she did," said Grandfather Yellow Hat.